evening and a very welcome to the American Express Stadium for our Premier League International Cup match against Celtic. Just over half an hour until our 7 p.m. kick-off, but an opportunity to bring you first team news, starting with our visitors tonight, Celtic. Now represented by in goal, wearing number 1, Josh Clark. Number 2, Josh Gay. Number 3, Amex Stadium. Number 4, Liam Bonneting. Number 5, Lenny Campbell. Number 6, Kyle Muir. Number 7, Rocco Matter. Wearing number 8 and Celtic's captain, Mackenzie Parks. Number 9, Daniel Cummins. Number 10, Daniel McKay. And number 11, Mitchell Frey. Celtic substitutions tonight. Number 12, Justin Sully. Number 13, Joe Morrison. Number 14, Bruno Davidson. Number 15, Sean McCarthy. Number 16, Corey Thompson. And number 17, Jude Bonner. Finishing things off for Celtic, number 18, Lewis Gold. And lining up for Brighton Hove Albion tonight. In goal, number 1, Killian Kane. Number 2, Rory McConville. Number 3, Jacob Slater. Number 4, Lee Cavanagh. Number 5, Noel Patton. Number 6, and his Albion skipper, Jack Hitchin. Number 7, Casper Nielsen. Number 8, Sammy Shea.
Okay, I'm getting the teams from my bag. 1 second. Sorry, I literally just need to grab my bag. 1 moment. Good, lovely.
Please welcome the team, Celtic and Brighton Hove Albion.
Well, a very good evening and welcome along to the Amex. We don't get to say that too often for the Albion under-21s. A rare taste of Friday night football under the Amex lights for Shannon Ruth's side. And the PL2 is put to one side this evening with Celtic, the visitors for the Seagulls. Second group game of this season's Premier League International Cup. It was a decent start for the Albion in their Group B opener last month against Valencia. Running out 3-2 winners a few miles down the road from here at the American Express Elite Football Performance Centre in Lansing. So, a look at the teams for this evening. First of all, for the Seagulls, 3 changes from their 5-0 victory over Hull City in the Premier League Cup for the international break. Out go Ben Jackson, Imari Samuels and Joshua Duffus. In come Noel Attam, Marco Mahoney and Lee Kavanagh. For the visitors, Celtic, 4 changes with Kyle Ure, Liam Bonnetig, Mitchell Frame and the Celtic skipper for tonight, Mackenzie Carse, all coming in. Dropping out for the Hoops are Quinn, Davidson, McArdle and Robertson. So then, last few formalities here then before we get underway. Got a good few in for a Friday night as well to check out Shannon Ruth and Gary Dicker's side. Exchange of pennants was just had there as well as Shannon Ruth just puts it to the edge of his technical area. As I say, good start for the Seagulls in the Premier League International Cup. Beginning of last month, 3-2 winners down the road at Lansing against Valencia. A bit of a thriller as well. Early late winner from Marco Mahoney that night. He's in decent goal-scoring form in the league. 9 goals from 8 games in the PL2 so far this season. But the visitors also have a decent goal scorer in the shape of Rocco Vata. As we get underway, he's got 10 goals in all competitions so far, and he is also averaging over a goal a game in the Scottish Lowlands League. First touch there for Kavanagh, and now Shishane on halfway, gives it back to Lee Kavanagh. A chance for Cahill to look out to that left flank. Slater, who loves to bomb forward down that left flank, but they've got a bit of defending to do there, and well, he looked composed enough there, Killian Cahill, but closing him down was Daniel Cummings. And now the visitors in black for tonight, just trying to pen in their hosts. Only gain a few yards from the throw-in, and this is Vata, who was just mentioning earlier. Small offload to his right there for Mackenzie Carse back in the starting lineup tonight. Good intricate play from the visitors before Shishane there just steps in, and this is Attam again up against Vata. So a high early press from the Hoops as they look to perhaps spread it out to Frame on this near side. Eventually picks it up now. Nielsen, the one who does well to press, and then Mullins on this near side, able to prod it out for the Celtic throw. So Frame with the ball in his hands, just in front of his boss. And it goes towards Daniel Cummings, but Seagulls do well to turn over possession. Attam now, forced back into Cahill there. again, looking fairly measured as he cleared that. This time no deflection on a Celtic shirt, so straight out for a visitors throw-in. In front of an empty East Stand, as I say, on this near side, just below your screen, is where the Albion fans are housed for the evening. And the first opportunity for the Seagulls to apply their own pressure here. This is Agber. And they go long up towards halfway. Cummings gets something on it. And then Frame was trying to win it back. Nielsen with a clearance over towards Celtic's right. And that's given away into Shishane. And the Seagulls look to break down this near side with Mullins now. Again, plenty of black shirts converging on him. And it will be the first corner of the evening. Good work there from Mullins, because tenacity and pressure of Celtic already showing tonight off the ball. So Barrington looks the favourite here. Slater it is with him. Perhaps the short option. Plenty of movement in the box as well. Barrington it is to swing it in towards the 6-yard box and nod it in for the opener within 4 minutes. Superb delivery from Luca Barrington and an excellent headed finish. Clark had no chance really, pretty much rooted. And the perfect start for Shannon Ruth's side at the Amex. Brighton 1, Celtic 0 inside 5 minutes. And it's Lee Kavanagh with the opener tonight. Thumping header back in the starting lineup and gives the Seagulls a lead early on. Dream start in front of the fans on this near side. So how do the visitors react to the early setback? Well, Mullins goes in there, looked to be perhaps shoulder to shoulder, but the referee, Stephen Parkinson, felt otherwise. Well, they can certainly string a few passes together. We've seen that already in the opening 5 minutes from the visitors, but they do find themselves a goal down. So it may well be the cue for plenty more this evening. Another good tackle, this time from Nielsen, and then Hinchy plays it a few yards forward into him. Look at that space there for Barrington. The run is being made by Slater over on that far side. O'Mahony has just trotted into the box, looking for O'Mahony now. And that will just bounce into the hands of Clark. Yeah, both sides doing well to converge on each other off the ball and win it back. This time the Seagulls able to find a route back to Cahill, who just floats one out to this near side. Slightly loose touch from Nielsen, but does well to keep it in. Maybe we'll go one better here as he just prods it forward, but stepping in there was Magnus Mackenzie. Well, a rather frantic start to this one tonight. Decent tempo from both sides. Frame, infield there to Kelly. This now is Agber with a chance to open up the legs slightly, but then just checks back. It's Barrington doing the closing down there. More good work from Shishane there just to step in. Quick feet there from Mullins as well. Nice from the Albion. Continuing the good work on this near side is Barrington. Looks up into the area. What can they conjure up here? Shishane with a little bit of time to consider his next move, and perhaps sensibly into McConville, fresh off the back of his Northern Ireland under-21 international debut. Crushing 3-0 defeat against England, that one. Tonight's goalkeeper for the host played alongside him as well, Josh Clark, also making his debut. McConville into Mullins. Oh, lovely flick to get away from Mackenzie. And now bearing down towards goal. Can he find Barrington with the hit? Good save in there from Clark this time. Well, another good move forward from the Albion. And he just sized that one up nicely. Barrington knew exactly what he wanted to do. Opens up the body with the side of his boot. Asked the question of Clark in the Celtic goal. Still Brighton 1, Celtic 0. Just under 8 minutes played. Well, can they make Celtic pay again from the corner on this near side? It's Barrington once more. McConville was closest to it. Agbear, I think it was, that got something on it, and then hoisted clear up towards Nielsen on halfway. Good work to recycle it straight back out to Barrington, but again, just spots Nielsen in space, and Cahill can move forward outside of his area, looking for the ball out to Slater. Neat touch from Slater, but just straight offside according to the official on this near side. No doubt Shannon Ruth will be thrilled with how his players have started this one tonight. If you're just joining us, where on earth have you been? Brighton already a goal to the good, thanks to Lee Kavanagh. Expert delivery from Luca Barrington. And Kavanagh rose highest to nod it past a rather hapless Clark. Much he could do about it. Plenty of space on this near side for Frame if they can shift it over to this near side in front of the West Stand. Frame's now made the run in a race with Kavanagh, but that's going to have too much on it. So just under 10 minutes played. Seagulls with the advantage. Coming into this one off the back of their Premier League Cup victory against Hull City. Just the 3 changes. Cahill this time goes long. Good flick on from Barrington, and O'Mahony will give chase. Also scampering back there is Liam Bonatic, the Australia under-20 international. Now Mackenzie, plenty of pressure on it again from Nielsen. Good work from those in blue and white. Force it back into Clark. Frame, again, the blue and white shirts instantly around him. McConville closest to him now. And it bounces off the legs of the Northern Irish under-21. Shishane it is that steps in once more. Hinchy plays it back into Atom. This time Cahill opts for the near side. A good nod in field there from Nielsen. Showing what they can do here, the Seagulls. Knocking it around nicely, but also off the ball. Really good. And how about that for a neat exchange between Shishane and McConville. Here's the goal scorer Kavanagh. Finds a way out over to Slater. Barrington now. Immediately looking to drive forward and almost found the feet of O'Mahony, but he'll have another go here. O'Mahony for the second. He's done it. Shannon Ruth's side ruthless on the break. Barrington at the heart of it again. Just for a moment, the ball evades him, but he wins it back straight away, Barrington. And then it's a cut across to O'Mahony, who was never going to miss from there. And with just over 10 minutes played, the Seagulls double their advantage. 9 goals in the league, and that's his second in the Premier League International Cup. On fire, the young Irish player. Well, there's been a lot of conversation surrounding Mark O'Mahony and how perhaps trying to emulate the way into the first team like Evan Ferguson has done. Signed from Cork City in January, and he's loving his time on the Sussex coast so far. And here go the Seagulls once more. Every time they flood forward, they look dangerous. Mullins now, who's just temporarily moved inside. And now for the first time we do see Celtic just bed in. A little bit shell-shocked perhaps. Superb, intricate and incisive passing so far from Shannon Ruth's side. That time Slater just goes in a little bit too hard on Josh Dede. Oh, and they've won it high up the pitch again. A chance for Nielsen to drive forward, but just played it a little bit close to the Celtic defender there. And a chance now for the Hoops to break on this near side. Bit of space on this near side there for Kelly. Couldn't quite find him though. Great Friday night entertainment so far. I said it after the first goal, but if you've only just joining us now, where have you been? 2-0 to the Seagulls. Ooh, they might have their lead cut in half here though. This now is Kelly, assisted by Frame now. First time that the Albion have just had to tuck in and stay disciplined off the ball. There goes O'Mahony. Well, maybe a little bit further behind Agbear than he wanted it, so that means that O'Mahony can just continue to harry and drive forward towards the Celtic defenders. Oh, look at this space for Frame. Looked to be onside. Into the area he goes. Looking for the cut across. Oh, and he's missed it. How on earth has he hit that one over the bar? Well, that is one that Daniel Cummings will want to forget pronto. It was great work from Frame on this near side. Stayed onside. Timed the run perfectly. Was played in perfectly. The cutback was perfect. The finish, though, far from it. Well, maybe the Seagulls just making their own luck there. 2-goal lead. It should be 2-1. Here goes O'Mahony. Good strength from the Ireland player. And over now to Nielsen. Shifting in field now, Nielsen. Barrington. Shushain plays it out to Slater. He's driven forward. In towards it went to O'Mahony. All of those in blue and white just for a moment there in the Celtic half. Oh, and has Barrington stayed onside? This could be 3 within quarter of an hour. Oh, just over. Well, they're enjoying this Shannon Ruth side. Every time they drive forward, they look like they could score. Not able to find a third there within the opening quarter of an hour. Perhaps a hypercriticism. This still is Mackenzie who drives one forward. Kavanagh was there, so too McConville, but it was still Cummings who just had that earlier miss applying the pressure. Nice first time offload there from Shushain. Plays it into the path of Atom. Shushain once more. Chance for Slater to go at Dede. Now it goes across to McConville. Nielsen waiting to make his run. Layoff from O'Mahony is okay. And it means that Shushain can pick it up. Shishane and Hinchy doing so well to combine. If it's not Shishane picking it up, it's Hinchy, the captain. This time it's Mullins, who's already displayed a few neat turns. He's got the number 10 on his back, and he's certainly playing that position, just popping up everywhere behind O'Mahony this evening. And the first time we hear the travelling Celtic fans find their voice 17 minutes in. Good commitment from the Glaswegians to make their way down for Friday night Premier League International Cup football. Cahill now, just hurried slightly, but again, looks composed enough on the ball and gained enough territory up towards halfway, which means that Mullins can give chase. So too can O'Mahony now. Clark needs to get this right, and he does. Threads it forward there to Bonnetig. Now a little pocket of space in here for Ure. Good build-up play this from the visitors. Oh, and that's neat from Kelly. Just held up though by McConville. Good work from him. He's looked good again so far, and a chance now for Shishane to feed it into Barrington. Just really fizzed it into the feet of Luca Barrington. So Celtic will win it back and look to make strides on this near side there left. But again, Brighton and Hove Albion under 21s just staying patient off the ball. They've been disciplined so far. This is Ure. Across to Mackenzie. Frame is the option again. Hugging the sideline. The captain Cast now just looks to float one out. Slater's on his bike and gets there first. Good work from Jacob Slater. Really settled into that left full-back slot after his move from Preston North End in the summer. Mackenzie. Forward it went to Cast. Back now to Mackenzie. Still trying to bide their time and stick to their guns, but that's slightly loose from Mackenzie. So, approaching 20 minutes played. Brighton and Hove Albion 2, Celtic B 0 in the Premier League International Cup. If you're just joining us, goals from Lee Kavanagh. Less than 5 minutes in. And then just after the 10-minute mark, Mark O'Mahony made it 2. So fairly comfortable at the moment, but a long way to go, as I say. Not even midway through this first half. This is Vato, who's just moved over to this near side to try and make things happen. But once again, Slater's read that nicely. Can't find the ball in field to Barrington, but good work from Slater, telegraphing some of those balls that are being played out to that far side, Celtic's right. Vato with the offload, gets it back there from Ure. Looking to thread it through again to Frame. Starting to give the Seagulls players down there right something to think about, Vato. An electric goal scoring form, as I say, 10 goals in all competitions so far this season, and in the league averaging over a goal a game. 9 goals from 8 appearances in the Scottish Lowland League. McConville into Shishane. Does well with the ball bouncing and a couple of black shirts around him just to get anything over to Slater. Cahill looked as though he wanted that as Atom nodded it clear. Didn't get the call, perhaps, Noel Atom. Slotting back in at centre-back this evening. Agber, just ahead of him is Bonnetig. Here's the Australia under-20 once more. Frames on his bike again. Gets there ahead of McConville. Now making the run ahead of him is Kelly. Good defensive work from the scorer of the Seagulls first tonight, Lee Kavanagh. Sticks it behind for the corner. So the Seagulls will look dangerous from their corners. What can Celtic do here? Whipped in towards that front post. Does find a Celtic head. It's Vata there, but just a bit behind him. Always tricky to direct goalwards. So Cahill leaving goal kick duties here to Kavanagh, but it's not a long one. Short into Cahill. Almost looking to emulate the way that Roberto De Zerbi's side play here at the Amex in the Premier League. Just trying to goad forward the attackers and look for the gaps ahead of them. Mullins, then Barrington up to O'Mahony. Tricky one to bring under his spell, so Celtic have it back. Mackenzie looking forward. Frame looking for the give and go. Oh, and it's scooped back into his path. Really good work there from Kelly. Frame still going, low ball in. And it's Vata who was closest to it. Appeals for the corner and gets it. So another corner for the visitors. Just starting perhaps to get a foothold in this one. As it stands midway through this first half, still trailing by those two Seagulls goals. Can they find a way back now? Delivery driven towards the edge of the area. Well, slices that volley, does the player on the edge of the area. He's just waiting for it to drop there. I think it was the skipper Cass with the effort. It was with the effort there. Would have been a spectacular finish had he picked out either of the top corners. As it is, it was sliced over Killian Cahill's goal. This time they do knock it up towards O'Mahony. Mullins is to the right. Over on that far side is Barrington. And Celtic just back off once again, so via Slater, it's into Atom now. Looking for the run over on that far side of Slater again. Slater might get in here. O'Mahony is lurking on the edge of the area. Mullins will pick it up. Tries to hurdle the challenge of Ure, but nipping in there is Kelly. Forward it goes into Slater again. Dispossessed, but O'Mahony just standing in an offside position. Oh, excellent intensity and tempo about this one. 25 minutes played, a couple of goals, but Celtic have contributed to this game as well. A couple of decent chances they've carved out as well through Vata. And just a few moments ago from Kyle Ure with a speculative volley. There goes O'Mahony again though. Good hold-up play from the Irish striker. Currently got up to Ireland under-19s as O'Mahony. He'll be hoping again, as I say, mention those likenings to Evan Ferguson, now in the Ireland senior team. Next step for O'Mahony will be the under-21s, but here goes Mullins. O'Mahony to his right. Up against Bonatig, good block in there from Bonatig, stuck to a task, and then the flag goes up on this near side. Well, once again, Celtic forced just to back off. Mullins it was, Had O'Mahony to his right, and Bonatic kept his eyes on the ball. Decent enough block from the Aussie. Doesn't get the opportunity to come up against his compatriot tonight. Cam Perpion, who's on loan at Cheltenham Town at the moment. Here's Barrington looking for Shishane. Oh, it's going to be 3! O'Mahony with his second of the night. Dreamland for Shannon Ruth's side. A second for Mark O'Mahony. He was never going to miss from there. More good build-up play from Barrington. Less than half an hour play. Brighton 3, Celtic 0. And we could well have more. Well, Barrington again, left edge of the area, cuts it across. Shishane this time proving a nuisance. And O'Mahony is simply not going to miss that. He is on fire at the moment. Well, as it rolled over to him, there was a Celtic player just scampering across, but you just knew he would not miss from that kind of distance. Emphatic from Mark O'Mahony. And he'll fancy a few more tonight. So too will the Messrs Barrington and Mullins, maybe even Hinchy. Good challenge from him there. Back out to Barrington. Sensing blood. Skips another challenge. Really good work from the former Man City player. Over now to Slater. Atom will play it back into Kavanagh. He got us started under 5 minutes in tonight with the Seagulls open up. Just waiting for the right run. Slater and Nielsen trying to time something, but in the end was maybe looking for Mullins. Either way, it was Cummings stepping in. Carse. Up now to Cummings again. Dede. Well, still in the first half, they'll feel Stephen McManus and Darren O'Day's side that if they can get one, just try and shift the momentum. At the moment, it's the Seagulls who can just set the narrative and the tempo of this game. Maybe we'll see a Celtic goal here. No, Shishane it is that steps in and calmly just pokes a little ball square over to Atom. Haven't fully cleared their lines here though, the Albion. And this is Vata just trying to skip away from Barrington. Called into some defensive action, but again, this time it was Nielsen who prodded it away from him. Barrington head down, driving forward on this near side. Mullins doing well just to hold off a couple of challenges. And then just slow things down centrally there. Just take the sting out of it. Good work from Jamie Mullins. He'll fancy a goal tonight. Couple of goals and an assist in the PL2 so far. This is his first full season with the club after his January move from Bohemians. And here is Mullins on the ball now. O'Mahony loading up in the box. Nielsen tracking back. Maybe just didn't pull the trigger early enough there to find Jamie Mullins. He was in the space, ready to rumble. Couldn't quite pick him out though. But it may matter not. Barrington over to Slater. All those blue and white shirts in the Celtic half. Kavanagh able just to get his studs on the ball now. That's a good ball and a good turn from Mullins. Then just stumbles into trouble. Shishane will try to recover it, but a chance here for Vata to try and break. Kelly has made the run ahead of him. McConville just dropping off and does well to keep his eyes on that. So Frame just looking for the movement. Mackenzie to his right. Carse has come short. This is Kelly, plays it into Ure now. Dede is driven forward as well, but not on the same wavelength as Vata there. And well, Vata is the one who's just trying to pull the strings where he can for Celtic, drifting across from right to left. Cahill this time thumps it up towards halfway. Impeccable touch there from Jamie Mullins. Just brought that under his spell so well. Same can't be said of Sami Shishane there. This could be dangerous for the Seagulls. Frames there, so too now is Kelly. But again, superb work from McConville. Just snuffs out the danger for now. Mackenzie, infield he goes to Ure. Agbert over now to Bonatig. There is Vata popping up again. Offload there from Cummings to Dede. Now again Bonatig, so a rare chance for Celtic just to try and knock a few passes about, get a bit of confidence going. It didn't last too long. Good work from Slater once more. They only had it for a moment though. This is Dede. Plenty of space here for Cast, just checking over his shoulder. He's got Mackenzie over here. He's also got Frame. And Mahoney dropping in deep to help out. The right full-back for Celtic, Dede, plays it into Bonatig, and now all the way back to Clark. Not been one to remember for Josh Clark so far. 3-0 down already, Celtic, but he can only hope that his outfield teammates can do the business and get them back into this one. Maybe they'll start it here. This is Frame. Ure has got time to assess the situation, but Atom it is who can come across and half volley that out to Nielsen, who's looking for a ball in field, maybe towards Hinchy. It's Celtic who will drive forward again. Bonetig's got Dede to his right, and now Agbert. Good pressure in on the back of Daniel Kelly there from Rory McConville, not giving him any time or space to breathe there on the ball. Barring the open goal that was missed by Daniel Cummings, it's been a fairly resolute display from the Brighton defenders. O'Mahony just trying to get the ball down and was trying to spray it out to Slater, who won't give up on this one, but Dede was always the favourite to get there first. I'm sure O'Mahony will be the first to admit he didn't quite get that ball right out towards Slater, but Slater will go again, I'm sure. Again, 3 blue and white shirts around the ball instantly to win it back. Shishane now, looking this way than that. Just checking to see if there was a quick ball on forward. Not to be. Now Kavanagh just asks for where the movement is, but a willing player dropping in here is Barrington, having a great night. Agbert it is who gets there first ahead of O'Mahony. That's good work in there from Cass. Rides a couple of challenges there against his opposite number as well, Shishane. And that's all that Darren O'Day and Stephen McManus in the Celtic bench will be thinking. Just one goal will give them that confidence and try and maybe swing the momentum in their favour. Almost given straight back into Shishane in a dangerous position, but he couldn't latch onto it. And Frame can't latch onto that. So Brighton throw. So approaching 38 minutes into the first half. Brighton Hove Albion 3, Celtic B 0. Premier League International Cup action for you tonight here at the Amex. A rare occasion where the under-21s get a taste of the first team arena. And so far, they're loving life at the Amex. 2 goals from O'Mahony, 1 from centre-half Lee Kavanagh. The difference so far. Kavanagh nods that one forward. Good accuracy on the header into Hinchy, the captain. And this now is McConville, again, happy just to slow it down and wait for the Celtic strikers perhaps just to commit, open up that space behind them. Mentioned it earlier, but it's just the way that Roberto De Zerbi's team likes to play, and Shannon Ruth has mentioned it ahead of a number of under-21s games this season. There's a philosophy throughout the club. If you talk to Inigo Calderon as well, the under-18s coach, they all try to adopt the same style of football, and that's been evident tonight as well. Conville gets it back from Shashane, but again, they do well just to pen the Seagulls in there, Celtic. Chance here for Cast, but a heavy challenge from Atom, and there is one back for Celtic. Well, the Seagulls just dwelling on it in their own area. And now perhaps Celtic do have a way back into this game. Just short of 40 minutes played. Brighton 3, Celtic 1. And the green flares are out here at the Amex as well from that pocket of Celtic supporters. They enjoyed that one. And it was the captain Cast. But look at Barrington go here, immediately looking to get back on the front foot. Slater's over there with him. Here is Mullins now back to goal, and well, Shashane it was who was just felled before. Well, they want to find a reaction to that. You can see they're frustrated, the Seagulls, looking to find that 3-goal cushion again. Nielsen looking to skip away from Frame, who stuck to his task well there. Clear it is from Mackenzie up to Kavanagh. Great close control from him. Full of beans now is Daniel Cummings, closing down Cahill. Well, the game remains stretched here. Celtic, as I said before, their goal just now, have played decent football, one-touch stuff at times, very intricate, and they've pressed well. It was only really for a moment where they're 3-0 down, where their heads slightly perhaps just shevelled into their shoulders, but now you do get the feeling it's game on again. Just a few minutes to go until half-time. Up it goes now to O'Mahony. That's a good battle there with Agbert, and does well just to roll off Agbert there. Here he is again, O'Mahony, on a hat-trick, don't forget. Kavanagh at walking pace again, just waiting for the right move ahead of him. But now a bit more coordinated in their press, Celtic. Weren't able to snuff out that one though. Barrington able to turn. Up to Mullins. Good first time layoff back to Barrington. Shane to his left, so Slater's made the run as well, in a race with Dede. Dede again looked to be favourite, gets there first. Well, it's got the basketball feel about this game now. Excellent entertainment so far this Friday night. This is Atom, who was just dwelling on the ball a little bit. It led to Celtic's first goal of the evening just a few moments ago. And this time Agber just a bit too heavy-handed on O'Mahony. It's a good battle that so far tonight. Clip forward in towards Frame, gets something on it with his head, and then just shepherded out by McConville. He thought it was going out for a Brighton throw. Stephen Parkinson felt otherwise. McConville in the heart of the action again, then so too was Nielsen, who gave away the free kick. Mullins gets something on it, but only into the path of Vata. Now it's played over to Dede. Back in it goes to Rocco Vata. Looking for the run of Cummings. Going over there to greet him with Kavanagh, but didn't need to. Out it goes for the Brighton throw on that far side. So into the last minute of the first 45 here. Shannon Ruth will be keen to get his players in after conceding that goal. Just try and calm them down a bit and trust their own play, because could well be out of sight with a couple of early goals in the second half. McConville back into Cahill. Loops that one up. Unchallenged there is the captain, Cass. Given away into McConville as we into 2 minutes of added on time. O'Mahony gives chase again, but a couple of Celtic shirts around him, and they do well. Clark able to square it over there to Frame once more. Cass seemingly everywhere at the moment. And now Bonnetig with a chance to stride out towards halfway. And Slater's out of position, so this means Dede can move forward. Looking for the ball into Kelly. First touch is okay, just being forced wider though. Looking for the ball into Cummings. Shane does well to get something on that and then prod it forward into Slater, but given away once more to Dede. Atom faces him up. And now into Vata with the hit, blocked in there by Kavanagh. Really important block as well, because that was fizzing towards goal from Vata. And Q, the lively Celtic fans again. I enjoyed that. No flares this time. Plenty more Stewarts around them now, though, keeping an eye on them. In from the corner then, in towards Bonnetig. It's out to Vata again with the volley, just waiting for it to drop. Appeals in there, maybe for a handball. Play goes on, Kavanagh clear, looking for O'Mahony. Oh, Vata shown too much of it to his opposite number, Nielsen. Looking infield. Look at those black shirts around him quickly. Good work off the ball from the boys. And so there is the half-time whistle It was all going very swimmingly at 3-0. Goals from O'Mahony, and Kavanagh it was who got us started. But the cast goal for Celtic has just given the Seagulls something to think about. They've more than played their part so far. At half-time, though, here at the Amex, Albion under-21s 3, Celtic B 1. Well, welcome back for this second half on My Albion TV Live. If you're just joining us, Premier League International Cup tonight. The Seagulls 3-1 up against the Celtic B side. Lee Kavanagh opened the scoring just under 5 minutes in. And then only a few minutes later, just after 10 minutes, O'Mahony made it 2. And then before the half-hour mark, the Seagulls were 3 goals to the good. O'Mahony with his second of the night. They were pegged back just short of 5 minutes short of half-time. Celtic skipper Mackenzie Cass was able to punish the Seagulls for being a little bit lax in their own area, so I'm sure Shannon Ruth, Gary Dicker and the other under-21s coaching staff would have had something to say about that, because it was near perfect. Other than that, Celtic did miss a glaring opportunity just a few yards out. Daniel Cummings had all of the goal to aim at, somehow managed to side-foot it over. And that's the story of the game so far. Seagulls, of course, looking to make it 2 wins out of 2 in Group B, the Premier League International Cup. They won their opener at the beginning of last month, 3-2, at home to Valencia. That scoreline still very much on here this evening. Shannon Ruth just ushers his team forward, and they force the issue from the keeper, Josh Clark. So, good early chance for the Seagulls to commit a few more forward. Slater into O'Mahony. Just trying to weave his way away from Dede there was Jacob Slater. Barrington closest to him. Shishane making a run now. And it is Tunisia under-20 international who gets there first. Time here for Kavanagh. Able to trot so far forward, now eventually forced back to McConville. Atom now just able to impose himself there and set away Slater. First time ball in was looking for O'Mahony. Mullins was up there as well. Incidentally, no sign of any substitutions at half-time from either side. Mullins looking to O'Mahony, gets it back to Mullins. Can he get the shot off? Just too many Celtic shirts around him. And Mullins just bemoans his luck there. He was desperate to pull the trigger, but just couldn't find that half a yard. Atom forward again. Good layoff into Hinchy, good skip away from Cass. Looking for the options right and left of him. Goes right towards Nielsen. Just took his eye off that one. Bit sloppy from the captain. We don't say that too often about Hinchy. May not matter though. Here comes Barrington. O'Mahony back into Barrington. Oh, and he just tried to scoop it over Josh Clark. Narrowly wide. The Brighton fans enjoyed the effort though. Wasn't too far wide. Right idea. Knew he needed to get something on it goalwards, as he was maybe just off balance there, Luca Barrington. Good improvised effort, and it was almost 4. Agbear under pressure from O'Mahony, and Barrington was the one to get in the faces of the Celtic defenders. Hinchy, infield now to Shishane. Cahill afforded the time to wander outside of his area. Kavanagh looking forward for the run of Slater. Timed it well, but he's going to have to get there again ahead of Dede. Instead, it goes all the way through to Clark's hands. Barrington heading towards the byline, just does well to keep it in initially. Slater is the option behind him, who he finds. Atom getting involved again, the former RB Leipzig academy player. Joined from the German side this summer. Barrington looking up. Well, you could see what he was trying to do there with the outside of his boot, but look at the blue and white shirts immediately win it back, and it's back with Barrington. Low ball in. Oh, straight at Clark. Mullins on the follow-up. Glorious chance for 4. Really good save. A reaction save from Josh Clark. Keeps it at 3-1. And down the other end, here comes Vata. Faced up by Atom. Couple of step-overs. Teammates crying out for it in the middle. Back into score of Celtic's only goal, Kars. Now Dede is joining in. Oh, but that's loose straight into the path of Atom, who just bundles his way towards this near side and fashions a ball forward to O'Mahony, who's convinced it was a Brighton throw-in, but we continue. Oh, good work over on that far side. It needed a good intervention from McConville, and that's exactly what he did again. Contender, early contender, granted, for player of the match so far. O'Mahony as well, certainly up there. Oh, and Atom just about gets there ahead of Kars, who's looking lively again, closing down Shishane on the edge of his own area, back into Cahill. Well, it was good work from Shishane because needed to get that one right. Then he finds a ball now to Hinchy, helped on to Slater. Oh, and that was late from Dede on Slater, but play goes on. Up to Barrington, finds himself in another good pocket of space and then just goes down. Barrington just hobbling a little bit, and on this near side, Josh Dede as well is just laid out on his back. So the referee for the night, Stephen Parkinson, just goes over and now calls on the Celtic medical staff. Hopefully nothing too serious for Josh Dede, Scotland under-19 international. Signed his first professional contract with the club last year. Joined the Hoops aged 10 years old, so he's been with the club for a while. And he's played his part as well down the right for Celtic this evening. Just receiving some treatment now. Next up for the Seagulls then, and the return to the league next week, next Friday again. This time it will be back at the, I was going to say American Express Elite Football Performance Centre, but it's up at Motspur Park, away at Fulham. And then a week later, another trip, this time a bit further north to the Midlands, Aston Villa, on the 8th of December. So Dede, at least, as you can see there, back on his feet. Looks for now as though he'll be okay to continue. So just for the moment, Celtic down to 10. Can they make the most of this brief numerical advantage? Barrington has got Slater ahead of him. Already been a huge nuisance for the Celtic defenders, has Luca Barrington. Now a chance for Shishane to try and weave his way forward. This may make it all the way over to Slater. It does. Good work from Slater to latch onto that one. Hinchy. Back into Mullins this time, and now Hinchy just looking to float one out to Barrington. Looking to get the ball down. He's got Slater for company. First time ball in, looking for O'Mahony. Agbear gets there first. Hinchy still lurking and recycles it back out to Slater. Barrington nearby him, instead nudges it back into Atom. And Kavanagh again just waits for the right ball. Decent one into Barrington. Just a bit too much on it from Hinchy. Right idea though to try and thread it forward diagonally there to Slater. They'll go again, the Seagulls. So almost 10 minutes into this second half. No goals in the second half so far. All 4 goals in the first half. Ewart with the chance to try and spray it out to in front of that east stand. Cast is there to just hold on to it, just about manages to wriggle away from a few Brighton challenges. And flicked on by Kelly over on that far side, who wins it back now. Eventually plays it over now to Bonnetig. But once again, the press effective from the Seagulls, and there goes Slater. Good work off the ball again from Shannon Ruth's side. And now it means that Kavanagh can return to walking pace. Barrington picks that one up. O'Mahony beaten to it there by Agbear. Making strides on this near side is Vata. He's got the beating of Atom. Vata, he's made it 3-2. Well, just strolls into the Brighton box and on the angle, slots it past Killian Cahill. And now they reduce the deficit to just 1. Well, he just outpaced Noel Atom there, and on the angle, was maybe waiting for some teammates for a cutback and thought, I may as well just hit it here. And now the Seagulls made to sweat. Brighton Hove Albion 3, Celtic 2. Well, we know the Albion are more than capable of not just hanging on to this lead, but going on to get some more goals. But it's been made a bit more tricky for Shannon Ruth's side in conversation with one of his coaches there. And Bruno Davidson is going to come on to replace Josh Dede. He's gone down a couple of times already, Josh Dede, so don't want to risk him unnecessarily, the Celtic fullback. Bruno Davidson, who started in the last league game against Broomhill before the international break. Former Scotland youth international, 19-year-old. Well, Ewart just misplaces that one. But that sense of belief will be growing in the Celtic ranks. 3-0 down within half an hour. Just over 10 minutes into this second half now, 3-2. Celtic just come out on top after that tussle over on that far side. And a renewed sense of confidence from the captain Cast, just looking to send one round the corner for the substitute Davidson. And from a neutral perspective, it's been packed full of entertainment from minute one, really. Both sides looking to go at it, and they haven't really let up. Kavanagh again, that strolling pace. Was looking for O'Mahony, but Agbear read that one, telegraphed, and now played out over to that far side. Kelly's made a run over on the left, but this is the substitute Davidson. Atom just backs off, at his peril perhaps, actually does well to time that block, Noel Atom. Well, all of a sudden, a load of time and space in the box there for Davidson. Atom with the crucial block. So this will be the Celtic captain to take. Cass with the away swinger. Kavanagh gets something on it. Only as far as Vatter on the edge of the area. Agbear it is that plays it back into Ure now. Nilsson keeping an eye. Ure again still getting stuck in. Work from McConville there. And Shishane defensively just able to watch that one out, shield the ball from the Celtic player. Kavanagh looking to float it out to Slater. Inside of him is Barrington, but does well just to check in field of Davidson. All the way back in now to Cahill. Side-footed, was looking to release Slater perhaps, just concentrated nicely on the contact there, did Cahill. Bonneting into Mackenzie. Barrington just jostling for that one with Cass, illegally so, according to the referee. Taken quickly. Nilsson always kept his eye on that one, nodded it back to McConville. Then Nilsson plays it forward to Mullins, just out-muscled there by Agbear. Now Cass, will he have a pop? He does, deflection from Kavanagh. Well, he was eyeing up that bottom left corner. Fair way out. It forces the corner, slight nick on it from Kavanagh. So more defending for the Seagulls to do. We had the corner from this near side a few moments ago, and Cass just trots over to the far side now. Short option is Mackenzie. He'll be fine, so Mullins scampers over. Back heel, though, into Cass. Delivery in towards the back post and just over the head of Agbear. Behind for the goal kick. With a good passage of play here for the visitors. Just feeling as though they're on top. And you can see Ure and Cass there just waiting to apply the pressure. And the press. Again, it won't be Cahill to take the goal kick. Knocked up by Kavanagh. O'Mahony was the target. Maybe just quietened down a touch, has Mark O'Mahony for the last few moments. Here he is now. Good layoff there into Barrington. Hinchy plays it into Kavanagh. And this is the kind of period that the Seagulls want, just to be able to knock a few passes about, try and wear down their opponents and their energy and the adrenaline after reducing their arrears even further. Bit of space again for Kavanagh. Goes back now to Cahill. There's loads of space on this near side for Slater. He's calling for it now. Cahill looking to find him. Across goes Mackenzie. Well, Slater wanted it early, and eventually Cahill was able to send it over his way. Good work though from Mackenzie. Good drop of the shoulder then from Mackenzie. Leaves it for Davidson, and this now is Ure. Almost too close to Mullins, but Agbear does just about enough. Now then, this is Frame. Well, Nielsen doesn't get there. Chance here for Vata, looking for the cutback. Back to goal, Cummings. Edge of the area now with Cars. This is Ure. Kavanagh gets something on it with his head, and Slater can help it on with his head. But now Mackenzie. I fancy this one now for Stephen McManus's side. Mackenzie, bit of space here for Davidson again. Slater keeps his eye on it. Atom this time stabs it clear. Hinchy now was looking for O'Mahony. Given away again. This is Ure. Nice work that from Slater to win the ball back. Always had eyes for the ball. Does it quickly, and here he is again. Another contender for player of the match so far. As we see Brodie Park prepared on the sidelines. Now get a little bit more tasty in there. A few challenges flying in. It's been a decent Premier League International Cup tie tonight so far. Another change for the visitors as well. Lewis Dobby is going to be introduced. And as for the Seagulls, it's Noel Atom who will make way for Brodie Parts. All of his appearances in the league have been from the bench since his summer move from Basingstoke in the summer, where he was very highly rated by the first team and academy manager. In fact, it's his Premier League International Cup debut tonight, Brodie Park. Had loans with Hampshire sides Whitchurch and Tadley Calleva as well. And gained his move to the Seagulls in the summer. He'll occupy that right flank, you'd have thought, for the rest of the night, as it's cleared forward by Kavanagh. This time a little bit too industrious there from Agbear on O'Mahony. Beaten to it there again by O'Mahony. That's twice in quick succession. And just tries to bite back at him there with the sliding challenge, O'Mahony. Decent duel that. Has been all night. This is Frame. Kelly now to pick it up, looking infield to Cast. Oh, and a good claim in the end by Cahill. It was straight above him, but he had to stretch. Gets both hands on it. Good catch that from Killian Cahill. But another warning sign for the Seagulls. Just starting to back off a little bit too much in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Davidson into Agbear, who's starting to lay a few more gloves on Mark O'Mahony in that particular battle. There was a foul in there on Vata. So they play it short. Vata stayed over there for the free kick. Ure now. Rolls it out across to Cars, who scurries over to win it. A little bit of space here for Agbear, but closed down by Mullins, who's also gone a tad quieter as this second half has gone on. Here come the hoops once more. Slater, for the first time, really mistimes the challenge. Davidson to his right, Mackenzie, still going Davidson. The cutback smashed away by Sami Shashane. Well, Slater did just extend into that challenge. It's the first real loose one of the night, so can maybe count himself rather unlucky. Everything else he's done and timed perfectly. So we'll be treading carefully for the remaining 20 minutes or so. In goes Ewer again, more of those challenges starting to fly in. Mullins now just trying to hold off a couple of Celtic players. And this press is relentless from the visitors now. Barrington does well to keep it in, almost finds Slater with the return pass, but not quite enough on it. Bonnety trying to drive away from Mullins. Space again for Davidson. The run has been made ahead of him by Kelly, who will pick this one up. Good turn away from Slater, but it will be a Brighton goal kick, and a collective sigh from the Brighton players of relief. Extended period of dominance from the visitors. Still finely poised, this one at 3-2. Just one goal in this second half, but it's drawn Celtic ever closer. Brighton 3, Celtic 2. Remember, the Seagulls were 3-0 up, just short of the half-hour mark. So they will be kicking themselves if they give away any points here. But Celtic knocking on the door and still asking the question. A Brighton goal now would really calm a few nerves perhaps here in front of the Amex. But Barrington now looking to set away Slater. Maybe just for the first time this evening. He looked a little bit leggy. He was everywhere on that far side in the first half. Space for Cast to turn and then play it into Davidson, who's seen a fair amount of the ball since being introduced. This is Ewer now. Again, the Seagulls just backing off and trying to stay resolute in shape. This is Mackenzie. Shishane there again, up rather than out. Kavanagh does well to get something on it and a few more yards clear. Barrington infield, it went to Hinchy, and then O'Mahony. We thought about the quick one, but in truth, he's probably happy to take his time. And his teammates will probably thank him for it. A chance now then for the first time in what seems like a while for the blue and white shirts to make progress forward. But again, in a moment, they're on you, the Celtic players. Cast again, this time leading the line. Brodie Part, oh, and he's stabbed it forward towards O'Mahony, but Mackenzie again beats O'Mahony to it. Came from a slight deflection. Part it was who hadn't given up on it, and Kavanagh now striding forward. Excellent work from the centre half who opened the scoring for the Seagulls tonight. Davidson faced up by Barrington. And this is where the Seagulls need to drive forward and set their own press on Celtic. Part now trying to do that. Ewer first time clear up to McConville. Good first time ball from Cahill, gets it straight back from his captain. So approaching the last quarter of an hour of this one as Cahill looks to find Barrington. Good industry again and challenges going in there from Slater, but it's Celtic who come away with it. First time for a while we've seen Clark afforded the time to wander out of his area. And immediately Mackenzie turning, now driving infield. He's got options over on that left-hand side. Again, Seagulls backing off, frame now. Playing out nicely. This is Vata, gets it back from Cars. Showed a bit too much of it to Barrington. Mullins. Again, just snuffed out by the black shirts. Look at Mackenzie go once more. Now Davidson. Celtic asking all the questions just now. Brighton just hanging in there a touch. You see both Gary Dicker and Shannon Ruth on the edge of the technical area. Watching on as Davidson now looks in towards the middle. Almost found Carson. Mullins does well to get there ahead of frame. Black shirts almost want it back again, but Shishane finds an outlet with Barrington on this near side. Now Slater. Maybe just overexerted themselves in that first half, full of energy. Now the complete opposite from Shannon Ruth's side. But here goes Park. Maybe the fresh legs of him can conjure something up for the Seagulls. Here he goes, Park, looking for O'Mahony. Oh, he was trying to get the right side of Bonatig. Does just enough, Liam Bonatig. That's given away to Nielsen. Making strides towards the edge of the area. Mullins with the hit. Just off balance as he struck it. That's better work. Making progress down that right-hand side. And it is the end of the night for Luca Barrington. On comes Marcus Ifill to replace him. So certainly fuller running Marcus Ifill will be on this near side, and he's needing to sprint back here up against Daniel Kelly. Good early harrying and hustling there from Ifill, just forcing the issue, just about kept in play, I fancy, there from Mackenzie, who's been a live wire down this near side since he switched from left to right, helping out Davidson. Kelly's made the run, back heel into his path. Can he hit it? Kelly, he can! Oh, good save, slight deflection and a double save from Killian Cahill. Well, the flag goes up. Cahill, no idea he was going to know that. Excellent double stop from the Ireland under-21 player. Well, it all started with Mackenzie on this near side. Slotted down to Davidson, and then Kelly with the neat back heel, a strike at goal, and then on the follow-up, Cahill just thwarts the oncoming Celtic player. Great work from Cahill. Well, they're pushing it a touch here, the Seagulls. They just need to start threading some passes together and driving up further up the pitch like this. Good flick on that from Ifill. O'Mahony, what can he do up against Agbear? Ifill joining in again on this near side. Instead, it's played out to Jack Hinchy with the strike. Oh, narrowly wide from Hinchy. There was a slight touch on its way through, much more like it from the Seagulls. Ifill from the bench helping out as well. Good work from O'Mahony. And Hinchy looking to tuck it in that bottom left corner. Slight nick on the way through, so Brighton corner. So Sami Shishane will take this one. He's got Slater as the short option. Plays it straight in. Agbear with the resounding header clear. Then it was clear by the substitute Dobby. Now Nielsen needs to get this one right. Does. Slots it back into Cahill. Well, what a game we've been treated to here in the Premier League International Cup. As it stands, the Seagulls on track for their second Group B win. And as it stands, by the same scoreline, 3-2 winners they were to over Valencia at the beginning of last month. Another substitution for the visitors. It's Ewer to be replaced by Corey Thompson. Corey Thompson, the Scotland under-18 international, turns 18 in a week. Maybe he'll be the one to find the equaliser. He's got a couple of goals and an assist in the league so far this season. Just for the moment again, the Seagulls need to stay disciplined off the ball, stay in shape but not stay too deep and invite Celtic forward. Also seeing the Brighton under-18 player Joe Knight being readied as part of a double sub. Looks like Louis Flower might be coming on as well. Carsu just seems to be popping up everywhere as captain, well and truly leading by example tonight. He got the first goal back for Celtic towards the end of the first half. Thompson, good ball forward. Now Frame, looking for the ball in towards Kelly. It's 3-3. From 3-0 down to 3-3 with 10 minutes to go. And you have to say it was coming for the Seagulls. They've just been backing off. This time the visitors are clinical. Kelly with an excellent first time finish. Cahill with no chance really. Flings himself at it to his right, but it's an emphatic finish from Daniel Kelly. And where do we go from here? With just under 10 minutes to play, we will have those two substitutions now. Joe Knight and Louis Flower on for Sami Shashane and Jamie Mullins. Well, maybe that just forces the issue for Shannon Ruth's side. They were almost intent on staying deep and trying to hold on to that one goal advantage, but they won't be able to do that anymore if they want all 3 points. Play forward by Cahill. Move on that far side, it's Park that gives chase. A little bit of miscommunication there between Frame and Clark, so they prodded out for the throw-in on that far side. This is Flower with his first touch. McConville. Knight, the other recent substitution with the decent first-time offload to his right. Now McConville can look right and left. Picks out the diagonal ball to Slater. Chest control was okay, showed a bit too much of it to Davidson, but they win the corner. So it's Joe Knight who's taking over on set-piece duties now that Sami Shashane is off the field of play. Again, Slater is there as a short option, should he want it. Joe Knight it is, though. Decent delivery into the hands of Josh Clark. Oh, both sets of fans trying to cheer their team on to victory here. Flip of a coin here, really. But Celtic arguably looking the most likely still. What a turnaround this would be for the Hoops. Vata. He's looked bright all evening, but given away there. O'Mahony. Look at the black shirts descend on him. Was that a free kick in there? Yes, it was. Liam Bonatig just looks to body check O'Mahony. Triggered yellow card there from Stephen Parkinson. So Bonnetig and also Slater walking the proverbial tightrope for the remaining 6 minutes of the 90. Here is Slater back into Kavanagh. Returns it to the former Preston player. Eiffel was looking to give it back to Slater as well, but pings off the shins of Jacob Slater there. Well, could really be in for a grandstand finish here. Just over 5 minutes of the 90 to go. Brighton 3, Celtic 3, if you're just joining us. Premier League International Cup action in Group B. Brighton were 3-0 up with just under half an hour to go, but 3 goals from Celtic and we are level. This is Davidson. McKenzie is the option again. But very lively on this near side since he switched from the left. This is the captain, Cars. Switches over to Davidson again. Can Slater win it back? He won't need to. Offside flag goes up. Kavanagh, square over to McConville. He's got Hinchy just ahead of him, but rolls it back into Cahill, who then clips it up to O'Mahony. Fancies it a little bit more than up against Agbear. Bonnetig gives away the free kick, which O'Mahony takes quickly. Clever from O'Mahony. Hinchy then plays it over to Pass. Nielsen for company. Back in now to McConville. This is a bit more like it from the Seagulls, knocking a few passes about. Slater, just ahead of him is Eiffel. Maybe the return pass just a bit too much on it. Stepping across, here's Bonnetig. Good pressure though from Knight. Just starting to come back to life here, the Seagulls, and good work from Knight to win the free kick. In a promising position, just near side the left. So a little over 3 minutes of the 90 to go. Joe Knight is over it. Jacob Slater is over it. You fancy it would be the right boot of Knight again. It is. Good delivery that. There is a flick on it from a Brighton player. No, it wasn't a Brighton player. Out for the corner. So just starting to build up a head of steam on what is a bitterly cold night at the Amex. Similar combo again, but this time on the far side, Joe Knight and Slater. But Agbear may well need some treatment here, maybe a touch of cramp there in the 6-yard box. So Joe Knight steps back again. Can he find the delivery? This time O'Mahony with the nod towards goal. That was always going wide though. That's more like it from the Seagulls. Gary Dicker right on the edge of his technical area. Now so too is Shannon Roof. They've won it back again here. This is Hinchy up to O'Mahony. The layoff is into Knight. Back to O'Mahony. Much better stuff. Intricate passing. They found a way out to Nielsen. Ball in towards Flower. Oh, it's narrowly wide. Excellent build-up play from the Seagulls. Just looking to place it on the volley into the bottom left corner. Just under 2 minutes to go. Still Brighton 3, Celtic 3. The fans can sense there's still a winner in this one, potentially for either side. And now for the first time in a while, it's Celtic who are just trying to take the sting out of the game. Good work from the likes of Part and Flower from the bench. Eiffel looking decent on this near side as well since he was introduced. But here goes Vatter, sliding in was McConville. And close by was Stephen Parkinson. Looks to have a card in his hand. And it does look yellow from here, so Celtic will just take their time. This is an excellent position for the free kick from a Celtic point of view. Meanwhile, Parkinson just explains the decision to McConville. Another to go in Parkinson's book. And they'll need to be alert and switched on from this set piece. Agbert and Bonatig both in the area. And we've still got 7 minutes of this one to go tonight. At least 7 minutes of added on time. So more than ample time for a winner. Let it come here for Celtic. Vatter's in the box, so too Cars, so too the substitute Dobby. Decent delivery, and did that strike the hand of Vatter? Play goes on for now. Back out to the free kick taker. Pass in now to Thompson. Good work from Thompson just to retain possession. Frame just backtracks over to this near side, but it's Mackenzie who clips one forward in towards Davidson. Will he get there to the byline? Cuts it back in towards the substitute. Vatter following up. Danger not clear yet, save from Cahill. May have had a slight touch on its way through as well, or perhaps was just curling in the air. Either way, it's a smart stop from Killian Cahill. In goes Eiffel, so too was Slater. Just beaten to it there by Kelly, the goal scorer of Celtic's third. Now Kavanagh just wanted to get that back over his shoulder. Didn't look very comfortable there, and Joe Knight, under not too much pressure, wins the free kick. Rolling ball, says Stephen Parkinson, so we'll have to have that free kick again. So into the second minute of the 7 added on. Good first time layoff there from Knight. Nielsen looking to send away Flower. Chasing it down, but Agbert able to get his body in the way and just watch it out for the goal kick. Come on, you boys in green is the chant from selection of Celtic fans, as Clark sends it up to an unmarked McConville. Good header forward from him. Good hold-up play there from O'Mahony. Oh, I feel just gave up on that one a little bit. Just a bit too much on him for him. Slater read that one nicely, as he has done on a number of occasions, and driving towards the area. Eiffel is the overload. Here is Eiffel now. Can he find the ball across? Helped on only as far as Kelly, who miscues his clearance, and then over the head towards Joe Knight. Nodded back in towards Joe Knight, but there is a flag up on that far side. Into the 4th minute of the 7 added on. Going all the way this game. Good work from Eiffel there, just to shrug off Mackenzie, who's looked good himself tonight. So nice work from Eiffel. Much better intensity about the Seagulls' play, and you have to say a lot of the substitutes have been a part of that. Eiffel, Knight, Flower, Parts over on the far side. McConville looking forward. Flowers made a run. He thought about the ball out to Slater, but again, just too many shirts near him. Then there was a slight nick on that on its way through, so Part retrieves the ball. Well, we're just over 26 minutes played, and Brighton went 3-0 up. Wasn't sure that many would have thought 3-3 was on the cards with a couple of minutes of injury time to go at the end of this one. All the blue and white shirts again in the Celtic half. This is Knight, able to scamper forward, fizzed it into Slater, and that's going to be a corner. Knight's played well since coming on, giving Shannon Ruth something to think about perhaps in the league as well. Still waiting for his PL2 debut, Joe Knight, regular in the under-18s Premier League. Here he is with the corner, in towards McConville, but doesn't get past the first man. There's Part putting his body in the way. Good work and strength from Brodie Part. Now Slater has a bit of time here to size up a ball forward. Instead it's tonight. Just under 2 minutes of the 7 at least to go. Slater with a chance maybe to fizz it into the box towards O'Mahony. Oh, vital touch that from Bonatig. Park keeps it in play, back into Nielsen. This is Hinchy. Over now to Nielsen. Park first time, looking for Flower. Oh, and it's just over. Well, it doesn't come much closer than that. Excellent ball in from the right. Flower leaps with Clark, gets something on it, and then just about loops over Clark's goal. Drama right till the end here tonight. Is there time for a... Well, I might need to lie down after this one. Same could be said maybe for Shannon Ruth, Gary Dicker, Darren O'Day and Stephen McManus, I'm sure. Good header again from McConville. Oh, and there goes Flower. Has he got the run on Agbert? Still going, Louis Flower! It's in! Unbelievable from Louis Flower to win it right at the end. It felt like an eternity for that ball to roll in, but it's the right side of the post, and the fans go wild here at the Amex. Brilliant. Excellent stuff from the Seagulls. 3-0 up, back to 3-3, and it may be the last kick of the game. Brighton Hove Albion 4, Celtic 3. Well, it may not have been the way that Shannon Ruth had hoped his team would get 3 points. But that should be that for a compelling Premier League International Cup game. And now it's the turn of the Brighton fans to enjoy themselves for the dying moments of this one. All eyes on Stephen Parkinson now. Brighton just looking to stay disciplined and see out the final few seconds. This is Cass. Parkinson reaches for his whistle, and there is the full-time whistle. Drama right until the end, but it's the Seagulls who come out on top. They were 3-0 up inside half an hour. Kavanagh got us started just under 5 minutes in. O'Mahony then scored a couple before half an hour. Cass got one back before the break. And then there was a couple of goals from Rocco Vata and Daniel Kelly to make it 3-3. And then it doesn't come any later than that for Louis Flower right at the end to be the hero. It finishes here at the Amex in the Premier League International Cup. Brighton Hove Albion 4, Celtic 3.